Hello you beautiful creatures, how the devil are you? I hope you're well. If you're new here, my name is Lou, or Lucifer, as my friends like to call me. By my friends I mean my ever-growing army of demons. Convention season is soon upon us. I can't believe it. It didn't feel like 5 minutes ago since we were meeting Corey Taylor, David Howard Thornton, David Arquette, all the good people. Like it feels like it's literally been less than 5 minutes, so it's exciting that it's quickly come around again. I've had a lot of people messaging me, which is nice because usually I get the generated sugar daddy messages, but you know, I'm not complaining. If you do want to be my sugar daddy, just send me serious requests. Yes, I've had a lot of people saying that they are going to London and film Comic-Con, which is really exciting. I know we've had a few choice words about that certain convention. However, because certain people are going, I don't mean myself, I mean Joseph Quinn. Because certain people are going, there is a certain demographic of people that don't usually go to conventions that are suddenly going to the convention. So I thought, in my infinite wisdom, this is a spur of the moment, why not do a top 10 hints and tips for London Film and Comic-Con. I know that sometimes they've tried to catch people out, some people have had issues with them. Myself and my partner Gareth, we've been to a few London Film and Comic-Cons, so we can kind of give you some hints and tips, try and make your day a little bit better. So without further ado, stay tuned. Before I go into it, I don't really, the way I've compiled my tips, they're not necessarily done in a level of importance. Obviously each tip will kind of resonate with different people, so I don't want people to think that I value making sure you've got cash ahead of the time concept of it. So, you know, I just thought I'd clear that up straight away. But number 10 is cash. Yes, I know. So we are now in an age where PayPal and, you know, you slap your phone on the little payment system and it goes through contactless as well. Unfortunately, that's not the way it works in conventions, in the convention world. I don't know if it's the same in America, but cash, yeah, cash is the way forwards with conventions. They do say they have cash machines in the conventions, however, I would definitely get some cash beforehand. Also, what you can do is you can go on the London Film and Comic-Con, you can check the guest list. So what they usually do is, say for example, you want Joseph Quinn. So it will basically say when he's going to be there, how much his autograph will be, and how much a photo op will be. I don't know if photo ops are available anymore, just because this one was an idiot. I had to get a diamond pass. I had to do it. They literally sold out within 24 hours. The thirst is real, guys. But I don't know if they're going to be doing any more autographs on the day or what. So what London and Film and Comic-Con usually do is, we did this with David Tennant, we didn't pre-order anything, we got a virtual queue ticket. So basically what they'll do is they will give you a ticket, you toddle off somewhere, you come back and see how far they are down in the queue, and that's the way it works. So basically David Tennant went through all of his diamond passes and then he got onto his virtual queue ticket. So just be mindful about how big the celebrity is. I suppose I've seen horror stories where they literally haven't finished their diamond passes and nobody who got a virtual queue ticket on the day actually got their autograph. It is very, very, yeah, you've got to be careful with that one. Just keep up to date with all your information and you should be fine. But yes, definitely take cash with you. I know it's frustrating that you can't use card, however at least you know you've got that cash then. So what I recommend doing is getting some cash out the night before and then taking it with you on the day. Then you won't have any issues with online payments not working, contactless not going through, so you should be all good. Number 9, now controversial, be careful with Showmasters events. I know, I've done a lot of videos about how you should avoid Showmasters at all costs, but unfortunately when they get certain guests, e.g. like Joseph Quinn, certain other guests that other conventions can't necessarily get, it kind of sweetens the deal a little bit. All I'm saying is please be careful with them. I was meant to meet Alice Cooper. I got a diamond pass for him. He cancelled. It took me a year to get any kind of money back, and the only money I got back was vouchers that you could only use on Showmaster, so I couldn't use it anywhere else. I didn't have a like physical currency. Yeah, it was very, very annoying. Also, the refund policy, there is no refund policy. The only refund policy they really have is if a guest cancels, they will literally give you vouchers to use at future Showmaster events. So again, please just be careful. Make sure on the website you read through everything very, very carefully, because even if you get tickets for Sunday, then a guest is announced that goes on Saturday and you want to get those tickets instead, that's not going to happen. So yeah, please just be careful, be mindful. Also, if you are sending in any pre-book autographs, what I mean by that is, so say for example you've got a pop vinyl that you want to get signed, send it off, the guest will sign it and then send it back to you. Keep badgering Showmasters about it. Demand to know where your pop vinyl has gone. If it hasn't turned up in the allotted time that they said it would, just keep going at them, because sometimes they'll think, oh well, if they don't message, then it's not an issue, and they won't send it back to you. I've heard horror stories where people have sent in pop vinyls and they've gone to a convention the following year and literally seen their pop vinyl on like the shelf. I don't know how they know it was their pop vinyl, but they knew it was, and it gets very frustrating. So read the fine print, know what you're about, keep emailing, don't stop emailing, okay? And never feel bad for badgering a company that has got your money, because you've paid for that. You should be getting the product back. Please be careful. Number 8, talk to the volunteers. Yes, a lot of people don't know that the people who actually look after the guests, look after the people like us on the day, are actually volunteers, and a lot of them are there because they appreciate like the geek culture, the nerd culture. They love comic conventions just as much as you guys. Please treat them like human beings, because at the end of the day, none of them are out to get you. I want to say that very clearly. And if it does feel like one is, then please report it to the desks. There's a couple of help desks around for you to go and talk to. Everybody will help you as much as possible. If you don't feel like you're getting necessarily the right answer from one, go to another one, because unfortunately with Showmasters it seems to be a running theme where some information will get told to some volunteers but it won't get told to all the volunteers. Yeah, just be careful with that. Just keep asking. You'll be okay. You will absolutely be okay. On the day, you'll be fine, I promise you. I know a lot of people are anxious. This is the first time, but please just go to the volunteers. They will try their best to sort it out for you. If you're not getting the right answer from one, go to another one. Again, they do have help desks everywhere. Either that or just come and find us, because we've been to enough now. I like to think that we know what we're doing. So yes, please don't be afraid. If you do have any queries, any questions, go to the volunteers. Number 7, food. Yeah, situation with food, they do have food shops, food areas, however it's not necessarily to everybody's taste. Also, convention food, that's expensive. Yeah, it's very expensive. It's, unfortunately, it's priced at like a point where what you're getting is not worth it. I don't know if it is a case of you can actually bring in your food to the convention. I will check that down below, so just look down below and I'll confirm whether you can do that or not. Obviously they do have their security checks, they make sure you're not taking anything dodgy in, but again, I don't necessarily know about food. What we did was we had like a Mackey's breakfast before we went in, and that kind of saw us off for half of the day. They do have like dessert shops and stuff like that. The brownie shops are immaculate. They are so good. But brownies aren't for everybody, and that's absolutely fine. That's a brownie promise. Hello to all my fellow brownies. Yeah, so they do have certain food shops. Sometimes they will run out of food as well. That's what we found. Gareth went off to go and get some food. He was like a little ferret sourcing out food for us. And he came back and he was like, they've literally sold out of everything. So yeah, I would recommend either having some food before you go into the venue, having food quite early on, because the food courts can get very, very busy. Also, there's no seating, or there is a severe lack of seating. So unfortunately, if you do want to sit down, 9 times out of 10, it's the floor, my guy. Sorry about that, but yeah. They don't have designated seating, or a lot of designated seating. So if you do have trouble walking, if you do have trouble standing, I just thought I'd put that little tidbit in there for you, that seats aren't going to be readily available. Also, this isn't a tip, but this is a kind of little golden nugget that I put in there. Talks, they cost money. So please don't think you can go in and go and sit and watch a talk to kind of rest your legs for a little bit. Unfortunately, that's not the case. If you do want to go and see Joseph Quinn's talk, I think it's £10. But back in the good old days, you didn't have to pay for it. But what do I know? For the love of horror and for the love of sci-fi, do it fine, but I don't know. Yeah, so please just be mindful. Food can be a very scarce, very difficult situation, also very overpriced, and the seating situation sometimes can be a little bit dire. Number 6, going with a good attitude. Please, please, please. I know it can be frustrating, and I know what a lot of people have said about showmasters before. It doesn't look too good, it doesn't look great. I would say check the reviews. If you're unsure about the whole shindig, just check the reviews, see what other people have said. But honestly, if you go in with a bad attitude from the get-go, you're going to have a bad day. If you go in with a good attitude, you know, everything might go swimmingly, everything might go great. Please don't take my opinion on it. If you're a first-time goer, please just go in with an open mind, be like, oh, okay, this is the situation, cool, and it should be okay. If not, if you do want to rant and you do see us, just come over and have a rant. 9 times out of 10, you feel so much better after you've had a rant. But things do change at showmasters. They like to change things on the day, and sometimes it can be a minor inconvenience, but most of the time it can be rectified. Again, talk to the volunteers, and most of the time they can help you out. But yeah, just go in with a good attitude, I guess. Number 5, be prepared to queue. As somebody who works at the longest queuing place in the UK, I'm not going to say where, because you probably know. Yeah, queues are intense. They are very intense. Most of your day, if you are meeting a lot of guests, will consist of queuing. We queued for David Tennant for about 4 hours, I think, and that was while we were waiting for the diamond passes to be finished, so then we could go into the virtual queue. It is a case of you are constantly going back to check where you are in the virtual queue, and sometimes it can get really annoying. If it is a case of somebody stands in the queue whilst other people go off and have a little bit of a wander, that's absolutely fine. People will accommodate for you, they get it. But please don't expect, if you're in a queue, to be like, I'm not going to wait for this, go away and then come back and expect to be put in the exact same place. Like, that is a bad attitude to go in with. Unfortunately, a lot of people have booked to see these guests and they've got to get through them all. So yeah, please be prepared to queue. Please wear some comfortable shoes. That helps a lot. It really does. If you are cosplaying, I'm really sorry, but if you can have some comfortable shoes in your backpack or something like that, that might help. Number 4, get yourself familiar with the schedule. So what they usually do, if you're not a part of the Facebook group, please go and do that now. Or don't, I'm not your dad. Yeah, so what they usually do, London Film and Comic Con, they will put up a schedule a week prior. They will also put up a map as well. I have done previous videos, myself and Gareth, where we have visited before, and we show you the layout, show you an in-depth layout of where everything is, what's going on. So if you do want to check those out, they'll be up there somewhere or in the description below. You can go and check those out to kind of familiarize yourself with the space. I don't think it's going to change any more than it did last year. So if you have seen the December video, I think it's December, I want to say December, the winter convention. I don't think it's going to be any different from the way it was last year. However, I'll give you a basic rundown. So you've got your queues on the outside, you go inside, the bottom floor is all your vendors, that's where all your shops are, and then upstairs is where all your guests are. That's also where your photo op area is. You've got photo op A and photo op B. They're pretty much next to each other, and then again you've got the guests kind of around the rest of the area. So that should give you a basic understanding of the way it works. I know for diamond passes they do have a separate entrance where you can go and collect your diamond pass at around 7:30 in the morning. That's what I've been told, kind of whispers, and then you go and queue up with everybody else. They do have the different entrances, but they're kind of clumped together. Again, just go and speak to the volunteers and they will point you in the right direction. Number 3, read the Q&As. I know that I've briefly touched on that on another point, so this will be short but sweet. However, if you do have a question, most of the time they have already put it in the Q&As in the Q&A section of the website. What am I talking about? Loucifer. Yeah, they've put them up on the website for you. That includes your rules with your guests, your photo ops, your cosplay rules, everything, absolutely everything. Anything to do with ticketing as well, so refunds, what you can do with them, what you can't do with them. It also explains what a diamond pass is and the kind of situation with that. So yeah, short but sweet. Just read the Q&As online if you have any questions. If not, pop them down below and we will try and answer them as best as we can for you or point you in the right direction. Number 2, think about what you're going to say. So this is more for my anxious brother and sisters and everybody in between. I see you. There's nothing worse than finally meeting an absolute god of a human being. Insert whatever name you want to put there. I know who you're thinking about. You get there and then you freeze. That's exactly what happened to Gareth when he met Robert Englund. I know, I'm devastated. How can you freeze at Freddy Krueger? It was one of his first big guests, so I can understand. What I usually do is I will write down what I'm going to say, or I'll kind of memorize it in my head, and then you can do it that way. Also, what I like to do is I do needle felting, so usually I'll make a gift. If they can accept it, great. If they can't accept it, great, I guess. I met Bruce Campbell once, and unfortunately, because of all the postage and packaging he would have to do, like taking all of his luggage back to the airport, unfortunately he couldn't take any gifts back with him. However, when I met Nick Frost, I gave him a needle felted little doll of him that I'd made. He loved it. We had a great experience. So depending on the guest, depends on whether they can accept a gift or not. Please don't be offended if they can't. They don't mean it. Like, if there's logistics involved that they can't take that gift with them, it is what it is, unfortunately. There's no way of getting around it. Also, please don't give them a gift when you're doing your photo op, which I'll touch on in the last point, but it's just seconds. It is literally seconds. You get in, you get out. So if you do want to give them a gift, potentially buy a autograph session with them, because you will have a little bit of extra time. But yeah, think about what you're going to say, especially if you are an anxious type where you are prone to freezing up. Even take that post-it note with you. They really don't mind. The guests are people at the end of the day, and the way I get through it is my mum said this to me: everybody craps. Everybody. So, you know, we all go to the toilet as people, and that's what we are, quintessentially people. I know we put these people on pedestals, they're like gods to us. However, when you do have that thought in your head of they're just a person, it makes it so much better. So, for example, we went to meet Paddy Considine, whichever way you want to say it. Now, everybody knows him from House of the Dragon now. However, me and Gareth mainly know him from the Cornetto trilogy, Hot Fuzz, World's End. Also, he goes to Download a lot. We're going to be doing that again this year as well. And yeah, so we just got chatting to him about that, and honestly it was a really nice experience. Like, he even said, oh yeah, I'll look out for you at Download, and it was lovely. It really was lovely. So yes, please prepare yourself. It'll make your experience so much better. You've paid for that experience. make it one to remember. Number one, time. Time is a big thing with conventions. It can mean absolutely anything and everything. What I mean by that is, make sure you have time to do everything. Plan. I should have said time and plan. Plan and time. I'll edit that out. We'll do time and plan. The way we get so many good interactions with guests is because we're early and because we plan. For example, Jamie Campbell-Bower. I got to meet him before the Diamond Passes got to meet him, and that's simply because we got into the venue, we ran upstairs, we got all of our virtual queue tickets. There was nobody there for him. Nobody. Not in like an emotional sense, as in none of the Diamond Passes were there. I'm sure a lot of people are there for him emotionally. We went to go and get our virtual queue ticket for Jamie Campbell-Bower to come back later. However, the person who was with him said, there is nobody here. Do you want to go and meet him now? And we spent about 15 minutes talking to Vecna. Yeah, so we had a really great time with that, and we had a lot of time. Also, another example, Dana De Lorenzo, who plays Kelly, I should know, I've got it tattooed on my arm, who plays Kelly in Ash vs Evil Dead. By the end of the day, we literally went back over to her to have a chat with her, and it was really lovely. It was really nice, but that's because we managed our time well. So the way I'd kind of design my day, if I could, you either go to your guests first thing in the morning and go and get your virtual queue tickets. The quicker you go, the lower your wait's going to be in the virtual queue ticket line. Or go much later, so go at about 4:30, 5. I know that's when people are kind of packing up. However, a lot of the guests will be left without people coming to see them, so then you can go and have your autographs and have a much longer experience with that guest. On the note of the guest, please, they are quintessentially people at the end of the day, so please be mindful. Go in with an attitude of treat them how you'd want to be treated, and the same with your fellow congoers. There's nothing worse than holding up the line because you want to tell somebody your whole life story and how they've impacted your life. Whilst I know that's sweet, I get it 100% because I've had that with so many guests. You know, David Tennant, for one of them, I wanted to tell him how he made my life so much better, even when I was getting like the crap kicked out of me at school. But it was okay because every Saturday I had Doctor Who to go to, and he just made me so much happier. I couldn't say all of that to him because there was a massive queue behind me. You know, they tried to make sure everybody's got an equal amount of time. Please don't be offended if you notice that the volunteer who's working with the guest kind of says, please move along. You know, it's just so everybody gets an equal opportunity in an equal amount of time. Also, if you're the kind of person that's got about 60 things for these poor people to sign, don't do that. Just don't. Because it's very infuriating. I know that it's so they can sell on autographs and whatnot, or they've said to their friends, I'm going to London Film and Comic Con. Do you want me to get anything signed for you? No. Do you want me to get anything signed for you? Like, that's one of the biggest pet peeves I've got. Hate it. Please don't do it. Please don't be that person. It limits the amount of time other people have with those guests. It's not okay. Yes. That's the end of my rant, but I hope that has been okay for you guys. I hope that's given you a bit of a more insight into conventions in general, how much actually goes into planning your day for a convention. Like I said, this will be like a mini point. If you notice that we're there, we're going to be there, of course. If you see us about and you're struggling, please just come over and chat to us. Like, I'm not even saying it from a perspective of, I want more people to follow me. Yes, I do. However, I care about people's days more than that. So if you are having issues, you can find me or Gareth on Instagram down here. Please follow us. If you are having a difficult time, just message us. I know Wi-Fi isn't overly great. However, we do keep our phones on. We do keep our 3G on so we can constantly check our Instagram. yeah, just come over. If you're having a bit of a meltdown, that's fine. We both suffer from crippling anxiety and we're both clinically depressed, so you know, you're amongst friends, it's fine. Whilst I'm on that note, if this video has genuinely helped you, first of all, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Second of all, we are so close to 1K. I could cry. We are I need 39 more subscribers, guys. That's literally it. It costs nothing. It might be something small for you guys, but it's something massive for me, for Gareth, for the channel. Like, we've worked really hard for this channel to bring you guys hints, tips, the hot goss from all the conventions, the alternative side of life, the darker slice of life. We love what we do. We really do, and we really appreciate you guys following us. It's a dream. It really is a dream, and we love meeting you guys at the conventions as well. There's nothing better than just wandering around and hearing, Loucifer, Gareth, we've been waiting to talk to you, and you know, we get pictures with you guys and it's lovely, and we just have a good time with everybody. It's a nice time. So yeah, please come over and say hello to us. I may have some stickers with me that you don't have to pay for. Yeah, I may be getting some stickers for next month. It's literally less than a month away. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see some of you there. It's going to be a great day, and if it's not, just come over and rant to us. We'll listen. We get you. We get your beef. But I hope this has helped you guys. Like I said, a lot of these tips could be used for different conventions. I don't go to, is it MCM? I want to say it's MCM, that company that does MCM, those kind of ones. Yeah, I don't necessarily go to that one. We mainly deal with Monopoly events and Showmaster events as well. We are going to Liverpool Comic Con, which is run by Monopoly events, our favourite event runners. They are just, they've got the convention gimmick down to a T, and I'm here for it. But yes, I hope this video has helped you guys kind of put your minds at ease a little bit more. If it hasn't, just drop us down a comment and we will try to answer it in the best possible way. Have a great convention, guys. Have a great convention season. It's starting again. I hope you've had a good day. If not, that's okay. Always remember, tomorrow's a new day. See you later, guys. Bye.